Now on Channel 3 News.
2 hostages killed in a U.S. military raid on al-Qaeda. The militant group reportedly taking extraordinary measures to keep them a secret.
A stabbing in Pensacola this morning. What happened?
Good morning, everyone. We thank you for joining us. It was this morning President Obama addressed the nation, explaining how 2 aid workers were killed during U.S. drone strikes against al-Qaeda this year.
The president says he's taking full responsibility for their deaths. Karen Travers brings us more.
A sober announcement from President Obama.
We believe that a U.S. counterterrorism operation targeting an al-Qaeda compound in the Afghanistan-Pakistan border region accidentally killed Warren and Giovanni this past January.
Dr. Warren Weinstein, an American international aid worker, and Giovanni Loporto, an Italian aid worker, both held hostage by al-Qaeda for years. The president said the strike was ordered because the U.S. didn't believe it was possible to capture the al-Qaeda targets, but they didn't know the hostages were there.
It is a cruel and bitter truth that in the fog of war generally, and our fight against terrorists specifically, mistakes, sometimes deadly mistakes, can occur.
President Obama did not mention by name 2 American al-Qaeda members also killed in recent counterterrorism operations.
We do believe that the operation did take out dangerous members of al-Qaeda.
Adam Gadan, a California native who served as a spokesman for the terror group, killed in a strike in January. And Ahmed Farouk, a leader in al-Qaeda, killed in the strike that killed Weinstein and Loporto. Weinstein was abducted from his home in Lahore, Pakistan in August 2011. He was a former Peace Corps and U.S. aid official who worked in Pakistan for a private company dealing with international aid issues. Weinstein was seen in this video released by al-Qaeda in May 2012.
My life is in your hands, Mr. President.
President Obama said he profoundly regrets what happened, and the U.S. will do everything it can to ensure this never happens again. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
A man stabbed on Lake Charlene Drive in Pensacola happened this morning. Someone stabbed him and ran off. Happened about 7 o'clock this morning. The victim taken to the hospital, expected to be okay. His name has not been released. The attacker still on the run. An inmate at Holman Correctional Facility in Matt Moore, has been stabbed to death. The Alabama Department of Corrections says Lawrence Utley was serving a life sentence for sodomy. Officers believe Robert Williams killed him. The murder remains under investigation.
A Pensacola man will spend more than 8 years in prison for armed drug trafficking. In October, investigators arrested Marheem Smith after they found a .45 caliber pistol and bags of cocaine in a car he was in. They also found cash and a digital scale. More cocaine and paraphernalia were later found in an apartment Smith was using. Deputies say a burglary report led them to a drug dealer. They went to the Madison Park Apartments on Stella Lane and found signs of forced entry. When they searched the unit, they found $82,000 in cash, marijuana, and other drugs. The man who lives there, Andreas Barrios, also had 20 pounds of marijuana and a stolen gun in his car. He's facing multiple charges, including possession with intent to distribute and grand theft of a firearm.
Traffic ticket quotas could be illegal soon enough. The Waldo bill is now on its way to the governor's desk. The legislation's nickname comes from the city of Waldo, where police officers used a quota system and reported that tickets accounted for nearly half the city's revenue. That police force has since been disbanded. The bill also requires a city or county to report if traffic ticket revenues exceed a third of the cost of operating its law enforcement agency and report those numbers to state officials. Florida Senate would like to stiffen insurance requirements for ride-sharing services. Uber service started operating in Northwest Florida in December. People who need a ride use the Uber app to find someone who has a car, negotiate a price. The bill would increase requirements to the level that taxis have under current law. Passengers in the transportation networks like Uber are covered if they're hurt, but not drivers of other cars or pedestrians. The House version of the bill still has to get through a number of committees before it will go for a vote.
The Hooters in Pensacola has closed after 29 years in business. The location on Bayou Boulevard shut down Monday. The franchise owner says sales have been slow. Most workers were able to transfer to other locations. The manager says he hopes to open at a new location in Pensacola by the end of the year. Well, we're starting to see the clouds gathering out there, and the rain no doubt not far behind.
I think we'll see some showers, but this is one of the rare cases where the forecast changed pretty dramatically from yesterday to this morning. You know, we were expecting rain all morning, and clearly that didn't happen. In fact, it looks pretty good right now. Here's the satellite radar imagery. You can see a few gathering showers well south of Mississippi. I think what we can plan on, as Sue mentioned, the clouds are gathering. There's no doubt about that, with some showers this afternoon. Here's our forecast into this evening. First of all, right now it's definitely mostly cloudy. We're in the upper 70s, and we're going to hang there. Highs today around 82. By 8 p.m. back to 73. So I'd expect cloudy skies with scattered rain, more likely though by Saturday.
A woman says a Milton hospital denied her the use of her service dog, and she's also had problems at Walmart. Cassandra Vaughn has epilepsy. Her service dog, Diva, can feel the seizures coming and warn her before they really happen. Earlier in the month, she says a Santa Rosa Medical Center employee told her dog was not allowed in her room. She says Walmart employees have also done something similar on several occasions.
Kept giving us really dirty looks, kept making really snide remarks, saying that my dog didn't belong there.
Florida law, based on the Americans with Disabilities Act, says service animals are allowed in any areas that the public or customers are normally permitted to occupy. We talked to Santa Rosa Medical Center and Walmart. Both said it was their policy to make accommodations for service dogs. Santa Rosa Medical Center said, quote, "We regret that our guidelines were not followed and apologize for any concern this has caused. We've already begun re-educating our staff on service dogs inside of our hospital." Walmart said it is our policy to welcome into our stores any animal that is individually trained to assist a person with a disability. Store management has reaffirmed this policy with our associates.
The Escambia Animal Shelter is dealing with a major overcrowding problem right now. A county spokesperson says, they've taken in 180 animals since Thursday. Now, they usually get about 10 dogs and cats a day. Now the manager is lowering adoption fees to try to get more of these animals into homes. He says their goal is to not euthanize any healthy pets. The shelter is located at 200 West Fairfield Drive in Pensacola. Their hours of operation, 11 till 5, Tuesday through Friday, and 10 till 4 on Saturdays if you'd like to take home one of those pretty pets. A rescued dog that almost died a couple of weeks ago is recovering. This is how Oliver looked on April 9th, just days after he was found starving in Satsuma, Alabama. Well, he's since gained 14 pounds in the care of Parkway Animal Hospital in Mobile. He arrived at Ferry Pass Animal Clinic in Pensacola yesterday. The vet there says Oliver has a long way to go, but right now he's doing just fine. Coming up, making Crab Island safer. How the Okaloosa County Commission is trying to accomplish that.
New developments in the Michael Brown case. A wrongful death lawsuit has been filed. And remember, you can take Channel 3 News with you anywhere. Search WEAR TV, iTunes, or Google Play. Download the app. It's free.
This is Northwest Florida's news station. You're watching Channel 3 News Dayside in high definition with anchors Sue Strawn, Jared Willits, and meteorologist Christian Garman. Channel 3 News First Warning WeatherNet is brought to you by Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Here is meteorologist Christian Garman.
10 after 11. Good morning. Isn't that pretty? You know, it's nice to see some sunshine today. It's still pretty cloudy, but there's a little sun mixed in out there. It's pretty nice, actually. It's a live shot from the Hardee's City Cam. Of course, the Tim's on the rise with a little more blue sky. Here's a shot from City Hall looking east, and you can tell it's a little more broken, those clouds, as we look that way. From the Island House Hotel, this one's looking same thing to the east, partly cloudy, very pretty out there, no doubt about it. Destin, more sunshine than anything else. Looks gorgeous out over Destin Harbor right now. Here's the satellite radar imagery, and you know, we've talked about this all morning. We were thinking a pretty rainy day, or at least a rainy morning. It was supposed to be quieter this afternoon, but it's been quiet all morning. Looking here, you can see some showers well offshore. Some of those may pop up onshore, especially as we continue to warm up, but for now, it's really looking good out there. Here's kind of the big picture. This was an area we were watching all morning, and there's still a lot of rain, but remember I talked about it, well, you may not if you weren't watching, but assuming you were with us this morning, we talked about how that rain was moving more west to east and not really pushing to the south, and that continues. So not really worried about those showers, but a few certainly, as I said, may pop up through the day. Here's your futurecast. We are right now partly to mostly cloudy and no rain. As I play this into the afternoon, and that's late afternoon, 4 o'clock, see that? A few isolated showers developing, but back to the west, some stronger storms. It looks like that's where the better chance for that would stay. Coming up for us this evening, I think we'll catch some isolated rain, and that's about all we'd expect. Now, to the south there, moving offshore, might get some scattered rain, but onshore, not so much. Coming up tomorrow, well, I think tomorrow's going to be kind of a lot like today, partly to mostly cloudy. Probably not rainy, but a small chance, 20%. So today and tomorrow, kind of the same thing. Now, Saturday, the chance of rain kicks up. In fact, here's a look at our futurecast. This is 10 o'clock Saturday morning. Look at that. Good bit of rain expected to be over the area, perhaps even some isolated heavy showers. This is Saturday morning, and then sort of through the day, we continue with that chance for showers. Now, by later Saturday, the chance goes down, and I actually think Sunday will end up being a nice day. Pensacola right now 79, so it's already warmer than the normal high. The normal high is 77. We're already above that, as you can see. And some of these other local temps, Pace 85 right now. How about that? Niceville 83, Fort Walton Beach 80. I showed you that shot from Destin where it's sunny, so it is a little sunny in Okaloosa County, and the temps are backing that up. Molino 79, Gulf Shores right now 81 degrees, and our highs today, I think most of us will be in the low 80s. Although again, I'd say the beaches more likely stay in the upper 70s. So we look ahead now, 3-day forecast, and as I mentioned, tomorrow looks a lot like today. Partly to mostly cloudy, low 80s with isolated showers. We're really not expecting much, but either day, it's certainly a possibility. Saturday, different story. Saturday, a cloudy day, a rainy day, especially late morning and probably like first half of the afternoon. By later Saturday, the chance goes down. And then Sunday looks like a nice day. Monday will be another cloudy day with Tuesday bringing showers. The chance is back to 50%. Saturday and Tuesday, the best chances. At the beach right now, good news. The green flag is out. So we're looking good right now at Pensacola Beach, and that means as long as you know how to swim, it's a good day to do so.
Okaloosa County will oversee the creation of a safety corridor near Crab Island. The sandbar in Choctachi Bay is a popular spot for boating and swimming. Some people have raised some concerns about boating accidents and safety. County commissioners have now authorized development of an ordinance to create a 20-foot safety corridor. The goal is to improve access by emergency responders and help with navigation. Pensacola Police will be enforcing the city's rules about overnight parking at Wayside Park. The park on Gregory Street by Pensacola Bay Bridge. They're issuing warnings now, hoping people will move before Monday. Well, the panel that regulates electric rates in Florida could face some term limits if a Florida bill passes. The legislation has already passed the House. It would set a 12-year term for limit to members of the Florida Public Service Commission and require them to take ethics training. Members appointed by the governor, not elected as it has been in the past. The bill would also ban power companies from changing billing cycles to push customers into higher rate categories. The family of Michael Brown Jr. now filing a civil wrongful death suit against the city of Ferguson, Missouri. Family members and their attorneys held a news conference announcing the decision this morning. 9 months ago, the 18-year-old was shot and killed by former Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson. His death, of course, started weeks of protesting, helped spark a nationwide movement against police brutality. Officer Wilson was cleared of any wrongdoing in the shooting, but a Justice Department investigation found a pattern of racial discrimination and unfair practices by the Ferguson police and city officials against African Americans. General David Petraeus facing criminal sentencing in North Carolina today. Petraeus pleaded guilty in March to one federal misdemeanor charge of giving notebooks containing classified information to his biographer, Paula Broadwell. The notebooks included notes from national security meetings, the identities of covert officers, and other classified information. Petraeus resigned as director of the CIA in November 2012 after his relationship with Broadwell became public. A SkyWest flight made an emergency landing in New York after 3 passengers lost consciousness. The passengers were checked out after the plane landed yesterday, but no one was hospitalized. The flight later arrived at its intended destination in Connecticut. The Federal Aviation Administration initially said there was a pressurization problem with the plane, but SkyWest says there are no indications that was an issue. The incident remains under investigation. Well, fighting your allergies can get expensive, but there are ways to save money. This according to Money Magazine. Shopping online can save you some money. The editorial says you can save about 85% on over-the-counter antihistamines like Claritin and Allegra. You can also shop for prescription allergy drugs online. The higher doses reportedly range from 50 cents to $1.60 per pill. They say make sure that you're shopping at a reputable site. When Dayside continues, the White Rose Luncheon honoring the survivors of domestic violence. That when we return. As we go to break, remember to sign up to be our Facebook Fan of the Day. This week's fan will win an hour massage session from Massage Envy. Enter, go to facebook.com/WEAR-TV. Click on the Connect 3 button. You'll find that at the top of the page.
Favor House of Northwest Florida. It is has a primary mission of ending the cycle of domestic violence, but it is also a refuge and a shelter for the victims. Sue Hand is the executive director. And again, this is a problem that, you know, over the years we've said one of these days we're not going to be talking about this, and this many years later we still are.
Yes, I still have the same goal every year, which is to put us out of business. But due to the fact that we still have thousands of incidents just in Escambia County, that prospect is not in our future.
I want to talk about one of the, I guess, newer things that we're hearing about that's getting a lot of media attention and certainly is a big focus of law enforcement, and that is domestic violence and those issues that are centered around human trafficking.
Mm-hmm. We are starting to see more of the human trafficking issues. It isn't unusual for some of the domestic violence offenders to, as we say, you know, put their women on the street, their partners on the street, and it's a part of the violence that goes against them, as well as the violence against women who are not in a intimate partner relationship with the offender.
You have a workshop that, you know, we were anticipating we were going to tell people about and give them an opportunity to come. But again, because of the interest in this particular topic, it's full. But tell us the purpose of this workshop and what you're going to do.
Well, due to the fact that we are more or less an isolated region, but we're on the corridor for I-10, Favor House is partnering with the Florida Coalition Against Domestic Violence. We have a workshop solely on human trafficking and how it impacts our community and how to achieve justice in the system, and that's next Tuesday at the Hilton Garden Inn. And we were excited to present it. We thought nobody will come, and the unfortunate thing is we have such a need for it that we're packed out now.
All right, let's talk about another event that people do have an opportunity to come and certainly to support the mission and the efforts of Favor House, and that is the White Rose Luncheon.
That is the White Rose, and that has been an annual event ever since Bill Smart started it 11 years ago. We always say it's his signature event, but it gives an opportunity for victims, survivors, to stand up and speak out. And this year we have Sherry Ivy Jones, who is a professional woman in the community, and it kind of gives people an opportunity to come together, recognize that it affects all of us, not just one source.
And at the White Rose Luncheon, we do have everybody. We have law enforcement, we have people from the judicial system, we do have the victims, we have supporters of Favor House. Right. And is there the date, time, location?
May 14th at 11:30, Sanders Beach Community Center. I think everybody knows where that is. It's a wonderful venue. Hour and a half of just understanding more about what survivors go through.
And you can call Favor House to get information and tickets. Thank you, Sue. Well, they say never ask a woman her age, but one little girl, well, she just defied the rules and she asked the First Lady. What followed was absolutely priceless. Today is Take Your Child to Work Day, but yesterday, First Lady Michelle Obama held an event at the White House to celebrate. And well, you know how children are. One little girl dared to ask a very brave question.
How old are you? I'm 51. Well, what does that mean? What's that look? Say that again. Give her the mic. What was that, babe? I didn't hear you.
You're too young for a 51-year-old.
Thank you. Thank you. You should come up and give me a hug. Come on up here. Come give me a hug for that one.
The First Lady held the event because she knew that some kids didn't have parents who could take them to work.
Name?
Mrs. Obama invited kids from D.C., Child and Family Services, along with children from the Boys and Girls Club and children of the parents who work at the White House.
One more look at your 7-day. Right now, partly cloudy, low 80s today. Real nice, small rain chance. Same thing tomorrow. Saturday, I think, will be a bit of a rainy day, especially late morning, early afternoon. Sunday looks good. And then Tuesday, another chance for some rain.
We thank you for joining us, and we do hope to see you again at 4, 5, 6, and 10.
Have a great day.